This isn't just a video. It's a reminder, a mirror, a challenge. In a world that glorifies noise, speed, and instant validation, true strength has become invisible, but not lost. A man doesn't become valuable because he has money, women, or status. He becomes valuable because he has mastered what no one sees, his inner world. This is a journey back to something ancient, something unshakable, something every modern man forgot or was taught to ignore: Stoic power. And in this episode, we unveil exactly how to cultivate the high-value traits that separate boys from grounded, powerful, masculine men. Not based on opinion, not based on trends, but based on timeless Stoic principles, forged in fire and tested by life itself. Chapter 1. What makes a man valuable? We live in a time where value is confused with visibility. If you're loud, flashy, or viral, you're seen as successful. But Stoicism teaches us something radically different. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus. True value is invisible at first. It's internal, rooted in discipline, integrity, and resilience. A high-value man is not made by applause, but by silence. He doesn't need validation. He validates himself. He doesn't chase status. He becomes someone who cannot be ignored, not because he shouts, but because he's too grounded to fall. Let's break down the 5 internal currencies that define a high-value man according to Stoic philosophy. Emotional control, purposeful action, delayed gratification, virtuous integrity, inner stillness. Each of these will form the foundation of this video. But let's start with the root of them all. Chapter 2. Emotional control, the core of masculine power. A man who cannot control his emotions is a man who can be controlled by others. That's the brutal truth. Modern society often teaches men to either suppress emotions completely or to let them explode in unhealthy ways. Stoicism teaches neither. Instead, the Stoic approach is about mastery, not repression. Seneca wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When a man is calm in the storm, women notice. When a man speaks slowly when insulted, enemies hesitate. When a man feels rage and chooses stillness, he becomes rare. Practical tools for emotional control. The pause technique, a 3-second breath before reacting. Naming the emotion. I feel anger is power. I am angry is identity. Journaling. Reflecting on emotional triggers daily builds self-awareness. The goal is not to become robotic. It's to become so aware of your reactions that nothing owns you. This is emotional sovereignty. And it's magnetic. Chapter 3. Purposeful action over passive reaction. Most men today live in reaction. Scroll, click, consume, compare, repeat. But the Stoic man reverses the equation. He acts deliberately. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Purpose is not found. It is forged. A high-value man wakes up with intention. He moves with clarity. He doesn't let his day happen to him. He shapes it. Examples of purposeful living. Creating daily non-negotiables. Wake time, training, reading. Choosing hard over easy, because meaning lives in difficulty. Saying no more often than yes. Purpose is the antidote to chaos. When a man acts with purpose, distractions dissolve. He becomes dangerous in the most beautiful way. Chapter 4. The power of delayed gratification. Modern culture is addicted to the now, fast dopamine, easy pleasure, instant highs. But pleasure taken too early becomes poison. The Stoic man cultivates long-term discipline over short-term comfort. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Seneca: to become high value, a man must become antifragile. He skips a quick fix. He resists the urge to escape. He is willing to suffer temporarily to win permanently. Daily practices: cold showers to build willpower. Scheduling dopamine, pleasure only after deep work. Abstaining from overindulgence, food, screens, sex. Delayed gratification is self-respect in action. It separates amateurs from masters, boys from men. Chapter 5: Virtuous Integrity, the Invisible Currency. Reputation is what people think you are. Character is what you are when no one is watching. Stoicism teaches that virtue is the highest good. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Marcus Aurelius: high-value men are not perfect. They are accountable. They own their words, their decisions, their mistakes. This level of integrity cannot be faked. It radiates in subtle ways. Keeping promises, even when it's inconvenient. Telling the truth, especially when it costs you. Living by principles, not impulses. Women may be attracted to status, but they stay for a man with unshakable integrity. Chapter 6: Inner Stillness in a Noisy World. Silence is a superpower. Stillness is the root of clear thought. In a world addicted to noise, the Stoic man is a lighthouse, stable, unmoved, grounded. To be calm is the highest achievement of the self. Zen proverb: inner stillness is cultivated by daily solitude, without phone, input, or distraction. Meditation and breath work. Spending time in nature or quiet spaces. Stillness is where your intuition speaks. It's where wisdom grows. It's where the world slows down and you remember who you are. A man with stillness can lead. He can see. He can love. You've just seen the first foundation of high-value masculinity through the eyes of ancient Stoic wisdom. But this is only the beginning. In the next block, we'll uncover how these traits are tested in real-world interactions, relationships, and adversity, and how you can embody them no matter what life throws your way. This isn't a trend. This isn't a gimmick. This is a return of the grounded man. Stay calm. Stay sharp. Stay uncommon. The first battle is always internal. But what happens when you walk into the real world? When people test your patience, when love tests your balance, when life throws storms your way, that's when the theory dies and practice begins. A man is not defined by what he knows. He is defined by what he embodies when everything's falling apart. This block is about the battlefield, where every Stoic trait you built is challenged by women, by chaos, by failure, by rejection, and by desire. Chapter 7: Stoicism in Romantic Relationships, the Masculine Anchor. One of the most overlooked places where a man is tested is in his intimate relationships. Why? Because love will always press on your wounds. It reveals who you truly are, not just who you want to be. 3 core principles of Stoicism in relationships. Be the calm in her storm. A woman's emotions are fluid and ever-shifting. Your power lies in not matching her chaos, but grounding it. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus: do not raise your voice. Do not argue to win. Lead with presence, not power. Never abandon your mission for love. Many men lose themselves trying to keep a woman happy. But a man without mission becomes unattractive. Your purpose is your spine. Never bend it. Practice non-reactivity. She pulls away, you remain unmoved. She tests your boundary, you calmly reaffirm it. You're not cold, you're centered. Emotional strength and love is what makes you unforgettable, not flowers, not gifts. Chapter 8, The Power of Non-Attachment. The modern man suffers not from lack, but from attachment. He clings to outcomes, people, social media likes, his identity. But the Stoic man practices what Buddhist monks have known for centuries. Non-attachment is freedom. What non-attachment is not? It's not apathy. It's not indifference. It's not emotional numbness. What it is, detaching from what you cannot control. Letting go of needing things to go a certain way. Trusting that what's meant to be will be, without force. When you release control over outcomes, you access peace. Women can feel this. You become untouchable, rare, unbothered, rooted. Chapter 9, Handling Rejection and Criticism with Grace. Criticism destroys the weak ego, but it sharpens a high-value man. Rejection is not failure, it's feedback. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Marcus Aurelius. Every time someone criticizes you, breathe. Ask, is this true? Take what's useful. Leave the rest. Rejection from a woman, a business deal, a friend? Use it. Don't collapse into victimhood. Rise into clarity, because a man who can absorb criticism without breaking is the man who's already bigger than the opinion of others. Chapter 10, Temptation, Training Ground for Willpower. If emotional control is a foundation of masculine power, temptation is its test. Porn, junk food, comfort, distraction, shortcuts. The Stoic man sees temptation not as sin, but as a training ground. A gem cannot be polished without friction. Seneca, daily willpower practices. Choose one thing to deny yourself each week. Build the muscle. Practice digital fasting, 1 hour per day with no phone. Enter the discomfort intentionally. Suffer on purpose. Get stronger. You are not what you say yes to. You are what you can say no to, even when it's easy to indulge. Chapter 11, The Warrior's Response to Adversity. Life is not fair, and it doesn't care about your feelings. But adversity is the greatest ally of the Stoic man, because pain is a doorway to depth. Stoic steps when chaos hits. Immediate breath control. Anchor yourself physically. Reframe instantly. Ask, what is this teaching me? Stay in motion. Action destroys anxiety. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes a way. Marcus Aurelius. Don't wish life was easier. Train for it to be hard and become so solid that nothing breaks you. Chapter 12, When Others Don't Understand You. As you rise, you will lose people. As you become more self-disciplined, more grounded, more powerful, you will become unrelatable to those still trapped in comfort. Your parents may question you. Your friends may mock your self-improvement. Women may say you're too serious. Let them. You are not here to be understood. You are here to become undeniable. You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never a need to get worked up. Marcus Aurelius. Stay grounded. Walk alone, if necessary. but never dim yourself to make others comfortable. Chapter 13. The Feminine Test, How to Remain Grounded. Women don't test men to hurt them. They test to feel them, to see if your masculinity is real or masked. Can you remain calm when she's emotional? Can you hear her words without losing your center? Can you stay grounded when she's chaotic? If yes, she will surrender. Not because you demand it, but because your stillness creates safety. A high-value man is not shaken by feminine energy. He channels it. You've now stepped out of the theory and into the real world. And what we've seen is this. Every Stoic trait, emotional control, stillness, purpose, integrity, means nothing unless tested. It's easy to be calm when no one's around. It's hard to be calm when life throws fire at you. But that's the point. You're not just training for peace. You're training to walk through war with your eyes open and your heart steady. And that's what makes you magnetic. That's what makes you dangerous in the right way. Next, we step into rituals, habits, and daily practices to build these traits from the ground up. Because philosophy is nothing without implementation. Stay sharp, stay centered, stay uncommon. Once a man masters himself, the next step is inevitable. He becomes a leader, not because he demands attention, but because his presence commands it. Stoicism wasn't meant to be locked in books or whispered in temples. It was a code for warriors, kings, and philosophers who shaped civilizations. And in today's chaotic world, men who embody calm, strength, and clarity become modern-day leaders in their homes, communities, and relationships. A man who has committed a mistake and doesn't correct it is committing another mistake. Marcus Aurelius. Leadership starts by owning your flaws, not hiding them, by being the first to say, I was wrong. Here's what I learned. Let's do better. People follow courage, not control. They trust a man who is grounded, especially when storms hit. You don't need a title to lead. You need alignment. When your thoughts, words, and actions line up with virtue, people naturally look to you for direction. That's influence, and it's priceless. Chapter 10. Brotherhood over ego. No man climbs alone. Even the Stoics, men of deep solitude, valued fraternity. They wrote letters, shared counsels, and held each other to higher standards. In today's world of individualism and silent suffering, one of the most radical things a man can do is to build brotherhood with other grounded men. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Seneca. The wrong circle drains you. The right circle shapes you. A high-value man is selective with his company. He chooses depth over popularity. He doesn't fear being alone, but he doesn't settle for weak bonds. He gives truth, not comfort, to his brothers. You sharpen others by being sharp yourself. You uplift by walking your talk. And in return, you are never truly alone in the fire. Brotherhood is the armor that protects purpose. Chapter 11. Stoic love, powerful, not passive. The modern world has confused love with weakness, but a man who loves with clarity, strength, and presence is unstoppable. Stoicism never rejected love. It purified it. Love, to the Stoic, is not clingy or chaotic. It's not driven by impulse. It's not about possession. It's about connection without dependency. He who is brave is free. Seneca. And only a free man can love deeply without losing himself. In relationships, he listens fully without needing to fix. He gives from overflow, not emptiness. He protects the peace, not by domination, but by presence. Love, in its highest form, is not emotional chaos. It is emotional clarity. And when a man carries calm into love, it becomes a sacred, unstoppable force. Chapter 12. Building a Legacy of Depth. A Stoic man thinks beyond today. He lives in the present, yes, but he acts in ways that echo long after he's gone. His words, his habits, his character, they all leave fingerprints on the people around him. What we do now echoes in eternity. Marcus Aurelius. Legacy is not about fame. It's about impact. What values are you embedding in your children or future generations? What principles guide your daily actions? What will people feel when they speak your name? A high-value man is never just living for himself. He becomes a living blueprint, so others can rise through his example. That is Stoic immortality. Not statues, not power, but a life so aligned, it inspires others after it ends. You've made it to the end. But remember, this isn't just a video. This is a mirror, a manual, a mission. The modern world is burning with distraction, noise, and weak role models. But you've chosen a different path. The path of the grounded, the path of discipline, the path of internal power, the kind no one can take. This is a return of the high-value man, and not just for himself, but for the world around him. So lead, so love, so live, like it matters. And above all, stay calm, stay sharp, stay uncommon. Chapter 13. The world is not waiting. Now that you've seen what's possible, now that you've been reminded of who you are and what you're made of, you must face a truth. The world will not wait for you to be ready. Each day you delay mastery is a day someone else sharpens their blade. Each hour you drift in distraction is an hour you could have used to build your empire, within and without. You will never feel completely ready. No man ever did. But the difference between the greats and the ghosts? The greats acted anyway. They showed up scared. They showed up uncertain. They showed up imperfect. But they showed up again and again until the fire within burned brighter than any fear outside. It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. Marcus Aurelius. Chapter 14. There will be no applause. Here's what most men don't want to hear. When you do the right thing, there will be no applause. When you choose virtue over comfort, no one may notice. When you wake at 5 a.m., train your body, meditate, and master your impulses. The world won't cheer. But the Stoic doesn't live for validation. He lives for alignment. You do what's right not because it's glamorous, but because your soul demands it. The man who walks this path must fall in love with the silence, because the reward is not attention, it's clarity. And clarity makes you unstoppable. Chapter 15. 3 choices. Only one leads to power. Right now, as this video nears its end, you have 3 options. 1. You can scroll to the next dopamine hit. Another video, another reel, another digital escape from your life. But you'll feel it. The emptiness grows louder. 2. You can think, this was powerful, and do nothing. You'll remember a few quotes. You'll nod. You might share it. But in 2 days, you'll return to the same habits that have buried your potential. 3. Or you can draw a line in the sand. You can say, this is it. No more theory. No more comfort. From now on, I build. I lead. I rise. This is the man who wins, the one who turns ideas into identity. So choose, because your future self is watching. Chapter 16, The Creed of the Grounded Man. Let this be your code. Let these words live in your bones. I am not owned by comfort. I don't react. I respond. I build daily, in silence if I must. I speak less and listen more. I master myself so I may serve others. I do not beg for validation. I breathe purpose. I sharpen my body, my mind, and my spirit every day. I walk as a man should walk, grounded, clear, and free. I fear no challenge, for I am forged in discipline. I seek no fame, only impact. I leave behind a legacy, not excuses. Repeat it, write it, live it, because the war for your soul is real. And the grounded man is both warrior and monk, humble but deadly. Final words, you are not alone. You've walked through the fire of truth today. You've seen where you've been soft. You've seen where you've abandoned yourself. But now, you've also seen what's possible. You are not alone in this path. Others are walking it, quietly, consistently. The world may mock discipline. It may mock masculinity. It may mock purpose. But the man who embodies all three, he becomes undeniable. If this spoke to your soul, then don't just feel it. Act. Like. Comment, I'm ready. Share this with another man who's forgotten who he is. Subscribe, because we're just getting started. And remember, this isn't just a video. This is your new beginning.